Hey, happy Friday. So yesterday I posted out a video on this card that came through, and I read from the Lemurian Star Child book, which is where the original creation of these cards came from and their intention. So I always like to put the card up close enough because there's a lot of light language and energetics that's infused in all of the artwork. But I'm also being called to tell you that something that presents itself with the highest light or the highest or whatever, you also want to um, infuse it with your own love, your own rays of love, so that it is filtered through your beautiful energetic and physical mechanisms so that you're receiving it for the highest, right? But you're also setting your intention to filter out what may not be for the highest. So never just assume, all right? And take it from me. You know, I'm a certified Reiki master in a multitude of Reikis, which is infused symbols, and then beyond quantum healing. And then I also can receive symbols on behalf of a client, but I always infuse them with love, and I encourage my clients to take whatever is coming to them and decide, are you going to let it in any further? And if so, you want to do your own power of love and infusion. You can call it power of protection. You can call it whatever you want. But you don't just assume that everything that's coming through your mechanisms of energetics, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional bodies is always a-okay with you. So always take the time to stop, drop, sit, and connect, and do what your inner GPS is guiding you to do. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to just post this a little bit closer, and I'm going to read some of the messages that were coming through to me today. So we have this symbol of this, what looks like the strongest predator, untamed, strength and courage that wanders the deserts and the jungle, right? And you never want to come across a lion because, well, you're going to be its breakfast, lunch, dinner, or possibly a snack. And so it's laying there next to the lamb. And the lamb can represent so many things. It can represent, suffering and triumph, sweetness, meekness, forgiveness, innocence, purity, gentleness, new hope. It can also mean compliance because the lamb grows into a sheep, the sheep herd, and the sheep follow, right? So then you've got the lion, which could be the majesty, right? Could be the king, the strength, the courage, the justice, the power. And if you're a lioness, you can be the great mother of protection. It stalks its prey, it dominates, it's territorial. But like most animals, it protects its family. Yet the male kills the babies. So here we have the strongest and the toughest predator walking or laying beside some of the weakest, defenseless little lamb. So this can be interpreted in so many different ways. And what you have to do is take a look at it and get past all of the beautiful colors and maybe get past the past programming of what lion and lamb has been taught to you, what it is, and really look into what it may represent to you now in this moment with all the new energies that are here. And so when I look at this card, I look at everything from now to the past to the coming forward, and I look at it as all walks of life, big and small, are are gliding together through life and are living under one hood, one roof, one domain, so that one doesn't attack the other to sustain itself, or just because it feels like being an abusive bully, because it doesn't want you crossing the line over to its territory, right? And also, lambs can represent the innocence of our children that we need to protect, right? So there's so many different ways you can interpret this. The artist interpreted it this way in the painting, and then within its sayings here and Peace Beyond. So just take the time to really just look in at what any of these symbols and colors and paint strokes and the symbols that are on here may interpret to you, by just tapping in and allowing yourself to maybe see it, read it and interpret it, or maybe just feel it. Maybe just feel it. Lots of times when a card pops out of a deck, which is a meaning for me, sometimes I just hold it in my hand. I don't even look at it. And I just see and feel and sense the energy of it. I feel the paper. I feel the energetics of it. And then I allow it to filter that information through my body. And then I try to translate it with the best of my abilities on all levels. So most of us want to live in the old programming of what we're being taught something actually means. And I think I've told you all the stories about in 2017, I just erased all of it. And I got rid of all my books because I couldn't even read them. And I didn't pick up new information. I wanted to interpret information through my new filter system of not knowing anything and not allowing my previous understandings of things to inflict or imprint on something that came in front of me, even if I recognized it. So there became this new familiarity in the unfamiliar of translating information differently, and then owning that, right? Owning it meaning I get it, I can imprint it, and it's just for me to know, but I don't let it stick all over me as if it's my badge of, educated processing. So I look at everything as things that are new. So I don't believe half the crap on Google or dictionaries or anything. I take like maybe one smidget of paragraphs or pages of a description, because words have new meanings and they may be interpreted a little bit differently when you can release the old programming. But at the same time, before I allow anything to enter, I give it a blessing. And I see, is this supposed to enter my fields at this time? Is this something that needs to be processed and interpreted and filtered, or is this a distraction at this time? And for the longest time, many things were a distraction. Many things were a distraction. I was told, put things down, don't listen to this. Nope, not for you. And my guide team would give me lots of clues on that, but ultimately it always boiled down to, how is my feelings fielding exterior information coming in? And so I've been able to develop a new dialogue of what I consider my own inner, factual gatherings versus what everyone else has placed upon me that it's supposed to mean or do or intend or whatever. So this went along a little bit longer than I anticipated, but once again, when I tune in, Spirit just keeps giving the message, and then I get the, yeah, okay, we're done. It's kind of like they cut the lights off. Like, okay, should I have a little closure here? But then again, that's old programming as well. So just take a look at this and maybe freeze frame it on the video and just look at it and see what you are interpreting with it, with maybe without just this, seeing how it makes you feel. And just be with it. And, you know, for me, I don't consider this guy the biggest predator and the strongest with the most courage. You know, I don't. I don't necessarily see this one as the weakest and meekest. You know what I mean? But to many others who haven't maybe taken a deeper dive into all the things that are here on this planet, maybe as I have. So just take whatever it is, information that works for you, and let the rest go. But let it teach you to tune into what it is it's sharing with you without any other programming in there. All right? So please like, subscribe, and share to this video if I can be of any assistance or help or walk alongside you on this journey. You know where to find me. All right? Have an awesome day.